Hey, it's Brian Fox with Xylem Fit. Today we're going to do workout 67, which is a full body, varied intensity workout. We're going to start off with our 5-minute dynamic warm up, like always. So we're just going to do our body weight squats, about 10 to 15 of these. Just getting the body kind of warmed up, keeping your abs tight, making sure to lead with your hips. Breathe in and breathe out when you come up. Now we're going to do some side planks, and you can do this kneeling or you can do it on your feet. It just depends on your ability level. So we're going to do 2 sets of 10 to 15 seconds on each side. Some people are going to be able to do 5 seconds, only 5 seconds. Some are going to be able to do longer. 5 seconds, 3, 2, 1, relax. So if you need to do it on your knees, this is the variation. And you can also hold with your hand here to spot yourself. All right, so we did 2 sets of 10 on each side. Now we flip over to the other side. I'm just going to make sure everything's tight. Want to have a straight line, elbow underneath your shoulder. And the same was what it's going to look like on your knees. Brace yourself if you need. So you might be able to work up your way, or you will be able to work up your way to doing on your feet. Okay. Now we're going to go into our regular plank, and that's with hands or your elbows are going to be about shoulder width apart. And all we're going to do is just contract your abs, your core, suck everything in, pretty much thinking about your belly button coming up your spine, and you're going to lift your body up and get in a flat plank position. We're going to hold that for 10, 20 seconds. And this isn't supposed to be the workout, so don't overdo it. This is just getting your body warmed up. Good. Now we're going to stand up. And we're just going to have our arms out. We're going to do 15 front rotations. Make sure you're breathing. And we're going to do 15 back. All right, now go into the Spider-Man lunge, which is we're going to come down, rotate, back and forth. You're going to push on the inside of your elbow right here to help get a good stretch. Do about 6 to 10 per side, then we'll switch sides. And make sure you're keeping your core tight the whole time you're doing this. The better you get to train your core to stabilize, the more it's going to do it just without you. You won't have to think about it. So when you're unloading groceries or doing work around the house or pretty much anything, it'll help protect yourself. All right, now last thing we got is the isometric push-up hold, which is basically we're just going to go into a push-up position and go to half rep. If you need to, you can do it on your knees. It's going to look like this. You know, all you're going to do is just hold it. It's about 10 seconds. Keep your head in neutral position. Or if you can do it in the push-up position, it's going to look like this. You want to keep your abs tight, core, belly button sucked up the whole time you're doing that. Okay. Now, make sure you have your water. And you're going to need some dumbbells, bands if you have them, a stability ball. But basically, if you don't have those, you can just use your body weight or grab some cans or things around the house. Okay, so we're going to start with overhead tricep extension, which you can do with putting a band atop like a door, or just make sure it's connected in a safe way where it doesn't shoot off onto you. And since this is not high enough for me, I'm going to kneel down so I can get a good angle. And we're just extending forward. Making sure you're keeping your abs tight. We're going to do 15 reps, and make sure you want to keep your elbows close together. You don't want to have them flare out. And you don't want to have your elbow rock up and down. It's going to stay fixed, and you're just going to extend forward. Okay. Now we're going to do a preacher stability ball curl. And if you don't have the ball, it's not a big deal. You can just do it standing. Which would just look like this. It's just a regular bicep curl. But if you have a ball, you can add this to isolate the biceps a little bit more. Okay, so we're going to grab the stability ball, and you can do this without a ball. You can do it just standing bicep curl, but the ball is just going to add a little bit more isolation to your bicep. So all you got to do is just kneel down and just put your body in the position to have your elbows on the ball. When you curl down, you want to get a good stretch. You don't want to have it touch the ground. So you breathe out when you come up and squeeze at the top. And do 15. All right. Okay. Now, you can drink water in between sets. We're trying to hit maybe 30 seconds the most between sets. Now I'm going to do my first set without any weight, without holding any weight. Just my knees are just aching a little bit. And you can always increase. So if not everybody's going to be able to do this movement, this is what it's going to look like. So if you have a bench or a table or steps or something, you can put your foot up. And what I'm looking at is just making sure that when you're squatting down, your knee isn't going too far forward. You can adjust your foot back or forward or back to kind of get in the right position. Making sure you're keeping your abs tight while doing this. If you don't have a bench or you can't stabilize or balance that way, you can just stand on the ground and do it this way. You can do it while holding the wall. Where you're trying to go for 12 to 15 reps, okay? Up and down. Keeping your abs tight. Breathe in at the top, and you're going to hold your breath. And then you can breathe out while you come up. Really focusing on using your muscles, your quads, and your glutes to lift your body up. Now you can switch legs. Another way you can help stabilize is use like a stick to balance. If you just a way to progress. And this will help. I'm focusing on squeezing my glute when I'm driving my hips forward. Good stretch at the bottom. All right. Now we're going to do front dumbbell raise. So you can do it. You're not going to do as heavy weight as you would if you're doing a shoulder press. All we're doing is keeping our feet shoulder width apart, abs tight, and we're going straight up to basically shoulder height. Okay. Abs tight. Breathe out. Breathe in. And I'm not resting my hands. I'm keeping a little space between my body to keep the muscle engaged. So we're doing 15. Nice and controlled. You don't want to go fast. Okay, now we got about 2 minute, 1 to 2 minute rest break. Get some water. See, I can't talk straight. This one's not that bad, but I didn't add any weight to my single leg squat. The next round I'm going to hold some weight, so it should be a lot more challenging. Just make sure you keep breathing and getting your heart rate down. Just controlling it. So what I try to do is not every time you're going to be able to be stronger than what you were last time, but you try to remember what you did, how much you're lifting. Some people journal it and write it down, but you want to progress from that because you don't want to keep doing the same weights every week, every workout. You should be getting stronger Either you're going to do the same weight but more reps or something like that. All right, now we're going to do overhead extension for triceps. And if you don't have a band, you can use a dumbbell and just hold it straight up over your head like this, or like this. You just want to make sure you're not, don't hit yourself in the head. $12 to $15 here, depending on the weight. Just squeeze at the top when you extend. Make sure you're getting a good stretch at the bottom. Full range of motion, unless you have some injuries. All right, now preacher curl, dumbbell preacher curls. Let's see. Just making sure you control it. You don't want to bounce at the bottom. And just squeeze as you contract at the top. Okay, now single leg, or I guess it's a single leg, what do we call it? Double split leg squats. There's so many names for everything. So I'm not going to go too crazy. I'm just going to grab some dumbbells. I like to alternate each leg. So you start last set with the right leg. I'll start it with the left leg this time. But if you have a really out of balance leg or arm or certain muscle group, I would start with that always until you get it closer to the strength of the other one. And while I'm doing this, I'm making sure to keep my arch in a strong position and my knee correctly tracking over my foot. Switching legs. And making sure while you're holding the weight, you don't round your back. You want to keep good posture, core tight the whole time. Especially when you start to get tired, you don't want to get sloppy with your form. Oh, like that. Okay. Now we got front raises. So you want to keep going. Pause the video if you need to. We're going to do 15 reps again. So I'm not using momentum, nice and controlled. Now, obviously, if something hurts, we should stop. And you can let us know if there's something that's not feeling good, and we can always make a list of options for you to do. Just depending on people's injuries, sometimes you just have to work around, or you can't do certain movements. It's not the end of the world. Okay, now take a break. We got about 1 to 2 minutes, and we got the next slide. And like I said before, I don't like to sit down. I don't like to in between sets. So you want to keep on moving. Got a minute left. All right. So the first exercise we're going to be doing is a bent over row. And we're going to do dumbbells both at the same time. So we want to try to, we're going to have our feet about shoulder width apart. We're going to pivot at our hips. We don't want to lock our knees. We want to keep our back straight. And all we're going to do is row straight up, keeping our abs tight the whole time. So back parallel, arms pull straight up. As you pull, your chest is going to come forward and your shoulders are going to come back. So you're in a straight position. So you don't want to be shrugging. Okay. About 12, 15, depending on the weight. Keeping your belly button sucked up, abs tight. Pretend like you're going to get punched. And that is very important to make sure you keep your posture or your form correct. And if you start to round your back, that's when you're going to get into some issues with hurting your spine and your discs. All right. Next is a chest press, dumbbell chest press that we're going to do. Well, actually, we can do it on the ground. So if you don't have a bench, you can just do it on the floor at home. But ideally, you're going to have a bench so you can get the full range of motion, or just basically a better movement. So, you can lay on the ground. We're just going to be doing a regular chest press. Except when you come down, you don't want to rest on the ground. Your elbows are going to touch, but you want to keep tension on your chest. Make it as hard as you can. 15 reps. Breathe in. Breathe out. Nice and controlled. The dumbbells want to go all over the place, which is one of the values of doing free weights and dumbbells. It's going to help build your stabilizer muscle. Okay, now we're already on the floor, so we're going to go straight into a bridge. And if you're able to, you can do a single leg, but what we do is we're going to put our feet as close as we can so they're almost underneath our knees and hands to the side. And all we're going to do is just bring our hips straight up. We're pushing on our glutes up and we're squeezing, keeping our abs tight. We're going to do 15 of these. So just all it is just up and down. You want to keep your knees straight so they're not going all over the place. And if that's too easy, you can do single leg. Do 15 reps per leg. Or 12 reps, maybe you can only do 8. And you can finish up with dual legs, a regular bridge. And when you're doing this, you want to make sure you're keeping your core tight. Just driving with the hips. Squeezing glutes. Keeping your core tight. Okay, now we're going to get up. We're going to do 30 seconds of jumping jacks. All right, ready? Go. And if you can't jump, it's okay. You can just squat. All you're doing is just keeping your heart rate going, moving. Keep going. All right. 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now you got 1 to 2 minutes to rest. Get some water. Let your heart rate come down. And if you need to get certain weights, or like, just remember the last set so you can, the last exercises, so you can increase the weights if you need to, so they're ready. Now we got 1 minute left. One thing too, you just got to make sure you're eating meals. I recommend at least an hour before. Sometimes some people have to eat it 2 hours before, depending on how your digestion feels, how your stomach's going to feel. All right, get ready. We're going to be doing bent over rows, dumbbells, this movement. Back straight, pivoting, knees slightly bent. If you need help with us making another meal plan, just let us know. It's a never-ending battle. The food is the hardest thing. And it's just not giving up and figuring out which meals are going to work best. All right. Bent over rows, 12, 15 reps. Feet shoulder width apart. Okay, now we're going to do bench or dumbbell press on the ground again. It's just kind of tricky doing it by yourself. Okay, 15. And if you don't have dumbbells, you could just do regular push-ups. Nice and controlled, touch the ground and come up. Don't rest and squeeze the top. Nice and controlled. Okay. Now we're going to go into our bridges again. So if you can, one leg straight up. You want to make almost a straight line. This is what you're trying to go for. We're 15 per leg or 15 for your double legs. And sometimes you can add weight to your hips if this becomes too easy. Make sure you're sucking in your abs. Pretend like someone's going to punch you. Squeeze. If you're cramping, there's a couple of reasons why. Could be that's a common one where people will cramp, but there's if this is your first workout or the beginning, a lot of times it's a combination of things. But just a weak muscle will do that, and improper hydration. All right, now we're gonna do jumping jacks again. 30 seconds. Ready? Go. 20 seconds. 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, we got a minute. 2-minute rest. Drink your water. All right. We got 1 minute left before next round. And if you need to, just always pause the video to go at your pace, especially if this is the beginning of your fitness journey. All right. Okay, so with this, we're going to be doing a split leg shoulder press lunge. Okay, so we're going to drop back. We're going to have dumbbells, and if you're not able to do this without falling, you could just do a standing squat press with holding dumbbells. And if you don't have dumbbells, you can just move your arms. But we're going to stand here, feet staggered and spread apart here. And all we're going to do is split squat, press. So we're going to hold, press. We're going to do 10 per leg and switch. Ooh. All right. Just make sure you grab a weight that you're comfortable with, because it's pretty challenging with balancing. So breathe in. 10%. Okay. Another thing, if you don't feel comfortable, you can just not go as low. Okay. Now we're gonna do shrugs, dumbbell shrugs. Of course, doing that overhead press. Anytime you're doing legs and upper body combined, it's gonna get your heart rate all jacked up. Okay. Now, if you need to take a break, but if not, we're gonna grab some heavier dumbbells. We're gonna do shrugs, 12 to 15 reps. And all this is just almost like you're trying to touch your shoulders to your ears. Breathe out when you come up, breathe in when you go down. Make sure your abs are tight, keeping your abs braced. Good posture. Okay. Now, we got 20 to 30-second wall sit, and then we get a break. So you're just going to find a wall where you're going to sit down and about your legs almost parallel to the ground. Okay. All right. So find the wall. We're going to do 20, 30 seconds. Ready? Go. Abs tight. Don't let your hands touch your knees. It's going to make it easier. We got 10 seconds. And if you need to, you can keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now, next time we're going to go 30 seconds. You got a minute break, and we're going to repeat that all over again. So grab some water like always, and let your heart rate come down. Not every workout can be the most intense. You don't want it to be. This one's making me sweat a lot, which is good, but doesn't necessarily mean it's the best workout. I don't think I'll be that sore from this one tomorrow, which is a good thing too. All right, we got 30 seconds. Since we do full body, it doesn't isolate the muscle and do as much damage as if you're doing like a traditional bodybuilding style workout. So there's benefits to and cons to all different styles of training. But with this, we're just doing full body. So it doesn't have as much damage, but you get to hit each body part pretty often or more often. All right, we're gonna do a split dumbbell shoulder press squats. So one leg forward, staggered. We're going to come down and press up. 10 per side. Abs tight. If you need to, stagger your stance a little bit to help your balance. Switch sides. This is where you want to take some deep breaths, try to get some oxygen, and let yourself catch your breath. Where it helps yourself catch your breath. The last 10 reps. Keep everything tight. Now we got shrugs. Again, dumbbell shrugs. We're going to do the caterpillar. Keep your abs tight the whole time. And all we're doing is just pivoting down. Trying to keep your legs straight. Just depends on how flexible you are. We're just walking back. We're going to do 6 to 10, depending on your ability. You're going to feel this in your shoulders, your abs, your chest, hamstrings, glutes a little bit. And do one more. Workout's almost done. Just got to get through it. 15 reps. Abs tight. And we got the inchworm. Now, not everybody's going to be able to do this, so this is what it looks like. Feet about shoulder width apart. You're going to pivot at your hips, and you're just going to come down here, come out, keeping your abs tight in a plank, and walk yourself back. That's 1 rep. If you're not able to do that, just with restrictions, you can do it on the wall. Walk your way down, walking up, keeping your abs tight. You can do it on an elevated like bench or something. All right, so now we're going to do 6 to 10 reps. And if that's too easy, you can add a push-up at the bottom. But you don't have to. Now, we got wall sits, and then we're done. And then we got 5 minutes of abs, and that's it for the workout. Okay, we're gonna do 30 seconds. Get into position. All right, go. Abs tight. Keep your breathing nice and controlled. Deep breath. We got 10 seconds. Hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Awesome. Good job. Now we're going to take a 1 to 2 minute break, or about, let's do 1 minute break. We're going to jump into a 5 minute abs. That's where we just do 5 minutes straight abs. So get your water. Get your breathing down. And we got 20 seconds. All right. We're going to start on the pad where we can do, there's a couple of variations. All right. So what we're trying to do is this one where we bring our knee up to our elbow. Okay. Like this. But it's really difficult. So what you can do instead, if you can't do that, you can just do kneeling, hip up and down, touch. We're going to do 15 of those, or 10 per side. Or you can do this, stabilizing, or okay, now switch sides. Just make sure you copy whatever you did on the other side to this side. Okay. All right, now we're going to go down and do a regular plank. We're just going to hold it. And if you can lift up one leg. We're going to do 10, 20 seconds. We're going to try to do 40 seconds total. If you need a rest, you can. You ready to go? And then we're going to do, let's do 20 seconds per leg. Up if you can. Keep going. All right, switch legs. Hold it. All right, relax. All right, now we're going to flip on our back. We're going to do just a regular crunch, but all we're doing is having our hands on our thighs. We're just crunching up, touching your kneecaps. We're going to do 30 reps or 30 to 40 seconds. All right, so all I'm doing is barely getting my shoulder blades off the ground. I'm not sitting up. Just really focusing on crunching my core, my ab. Don't stop. I know it's burning. Let's do 10 more seconds. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. Okay. All right. Now we're going to do a plank walk, which is can be very difficult. So if you're not able to do this, that's okay. You can just do it on your knees, or you can do just a regular plank hold while we do this. What we're doing is going from our elbows while holding a plank into a ham position. And we're just going up and down. Let's do that for, all right, ready? We're gonna do that for 20 seconds. Set, go. Up and down. Don't let your hips drop. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right, now we're gonna go on your back again. Do 30 seconds of leg raises straight out. You're gonna lay on your hands, legs out straight. We're gonna pull it. And if this is too hard, you do knees out, knees to your chest. All right, ready, go. And 10 seconds. Don't arch your lower back. 5 seconds. Oh. 1. Good, relax. All right. Okay. Now, last exercise for abs right now is bird dog. You can do this on the ground, or if you have a ball, it helps teach you how to do it. But basically, you're having opposite hand and leg are going to lift up, and you have to stabilize. If you don't have a ball, you can do it on the ground on your all fours, like this. And we're just alternating back and forth. Straightening the leg, straightening the arm, keeping the core tight. And we're going to do 10 per side, and then we're done. Nice and tight. It's harder than it looks. So hold 1 to 3 seconds. Nice and controlled at the top. No rush. This is the last exercise, last movement. I'm going to do 2 more. Okay. All right. So that's it for today. If you have any questions, if you need more help, need a new meal plan, if you whatever it is, you need some support, just let us know. We'll help you. All right. Till tomorrow.